escalated quickly.
We're
Hello,
here
guys.
for
Hello.
what the hell was the name of this episode? Bye Frankie.
Bye, Frankie.
I think, is this the first holiday special that we've had?
Cameron, didn't you say that this episode had a toy that went along with it?
The monster of the week that pops up, Grenade Guy, is one of like literally 2 or 3 monsters that aren't the main 3, and Vexor, that actually got an action figure. It's not like blatantly a Halloween episode when it opens, because it's like three typical average kids. They've got like monster gloves on and these weird masks, so they could have been a monster or something, because the quality of their Halloween costumes are about on par with the quality of most of the monster suits we see. They knock on a coffin lid, like, yeah, I think it's over here, I think it's over here. And they knock on the coffin lid, and the Magnivores pop up from carving a pumpkin and scare them off. Who the fuck told them? Is this like some urban legend in Charterville that if you go and knock on a certain coffin lid at midnight?
Remember in the earlier episodes, I forget what the delivery guy's name was, but he was a total chill-ass dude.
Oh, right. Fucking like Philip or something like that.
Yeah.
Chad Thundercock.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Chad
the one.
Thundercock. Consulting my notes.
One hell of a delivery.
Where you guys been? You're late.
You're ugly.
The Magnivores pop back down to start carving their pumpkin. They've got what I thought was a series of obscenities.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
Apparently
now,
it was-
and I really didn't
it was
think
his
it was
brain.
a tool.
It's Magnivore's like face carved into a pumpkin. Do they show, or not Vexor's face? Do they show it to Vexor and he gets pissed off? Is that what he gets mad about? Is this what you're doing, wasting your time?
Wasting their time.
Yeah. Typhus gets some good lines in this exchange, though.
Upload my OnlyFans. Find me on OnlyFans at the Grandma Lover 6969.
What does he say? Like, we're artistes. That's what he says when
We're artists, baby.
Vexor is like, fuck off, I have a job for you, and like tells him to go to Zoom Comics and get the Beetlebonders. Have they always been trying to get the Beetlebonders?
I mean, it's not a bad idea. If you get the Beetlebonders from them, they can't.
They summon the Beetlebonders out of like the ether. So if they're somewhere else and they yell, Beetlebonders, do they not just zap back into their hands? Cut to Hillhurst. This is where we get the Richard Simmons workout.
Where he's like all in camo for some reason.
That's right. He's got camo bucket cap. No need to have a good or bad hair day in this stylish chic outfit. He's got the get up. It is 100% genuine camouflage. That's right. Head to toe camo, people. It is a workout, so you can't not have the completely conspicuous towel around the neck. You need to look good doing it, and that's just the core of Flabber.
We cut from like right from here to just kids trick-or-treating, right? Because that's when we see Trippin' Van's doozy of a costume.
It's right after Frankenbean gets his candy or whatever from my mom.
Oh, right. So Frankenbean
yeah.
leaves because they describe trick-or-treating and he wants candy.
Yeah, he's curious, so he just
Trick-or-treat.
eats out the door.
Yeah.
Trick-or-yeets.
And so this episode is a good time
Shut up.
to bring up, if we haven't before, kind of the mental state of Frankenbeans. Have we touched at all about?
Vaguely.
You know,
He definitely shouldn't be allowed to leave Hillhurst.
Well, it's weird because everyone kind of apparently has the freedom to, besides Flabber, but even he has some liberty. Like, he can project himself into things. Wolfie wasn't even there for the first half of the season or whatever.
Frankenbeans is going door to door, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, that's a dope costume."
Yeah, he gets a handful of the like butterscotch candies from this old lady.
Oh, here, take one of the butters. They're my favorites or whatever. And so he just like 2-hand fistfuls like the entire bowl. And it's like, oh, I guess it's his favorite too.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
Yes.
Okay, did you recognize that old lady? Like,
Vaguely.
she looked
remind-
kind of familiar, but all the old ladies kind of look the same.
The 3 bad guys see Frankenbean trick-or-treating. They're like, oh, let's scare him to get the Beetlebonders because we'll hold him for ransom.
Yeah. Which is
And,
a semi-solid plan, honestly.
I like it. They've graduated from eating garbage to kidnapping. I'm proud. I'm proud of them.
I didn't really catch
Go.
that they were going after the Beetlebonders. I thought they were just trying to steal his candy, so I thought they were in it for the garbage.
We turn around and we see fucking Trippin' Van. 2 kids in a trench coat, stacked atop each other, with a goddamn President Nixon mask. This was legit, like, beautiful.
Oh man, it was the tricky dick party mask, bro.
Chara say,
Yeah.
like,
She says he looks tricky.
yeah, this guy looks tricky.
Now that's scary. Oh!
That guy looks tricky.
They were like standing behind Frankenbean as the Magnivores were going after him, and they freaked the Magnivores out. That's why they left. So Trip and Van, like, constantly, as they're dressed up as Nixon, the gag for the whole episode is them constantly falling over each other, which works every time. They do it like 5 times, and it's hilarious every time. Partially because they're little
Weird.
shits, and partially because they're dressed as Nixon.
As they get into the car to go away, they like fall over because they're stacked on top. And he's like, "Where'd you learn to walk, goofball?" "I could if you weren't so mentally challenged."
Why don't you learn to walk, goofball? I could if you weren't so mentally challenged.
This is the essence of discrimination.
The limo driver, he puts on a clown mask that looks like it's straight from The Dark Knight.
It's the prequel to Joker.
I'm like a dog chasing cars.
Come on, hit me. Come on, I want you to do it. Come on.
And they tell him to go to Zoom Comics, and he, like, fucking guns it. Like, they get thrown back in their seats.
No,
He's like, I've had enough. Nano is outside in a samurai outfit.
It is a Shogun outfit.
Oh,
which
sorry.
is-
Fucking, there's like... Ow, fucking cat.
there-
Yeah.
Just had to punch my
There's-
cat in
Hey,
the
Mike.
head, sorry.
Money, what are you doing? Fuck you. I'm sorry, bro.
We all just yell, fuck you to our cats.
Just no reason.
Frankenbeans wanders up to the party at Zoom Comics. It's not clear the vibe that this party is supposed to be putting off, right? Or is it just me?
Oh yeah, not at all.
So Frankenbeans gets into the party. Nano is like at the door, like checking people, but she's not asking them for anything. They're not paying. They're not getting ID'd. I guess she's just a greeter.
She's frisking them all.
Frankie walks into the comic shop. Grenade Guy pops out of the comic. The kids walk up and see Grenade Guy like teleport into the comic shop, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta deal with this shit." So they transform.
There's a kid that's looking at the comic. He looks up at Grenade Guy in the corner and he's like, "Whoa, you're him!" And Grenade
Right.
Guy like moves and like it catches people's attention and the kids see him and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
Nobody's like acknowledging the badass Beetleborg costumes. Well, Trip and Van do, but because they make fun of
You look like one of those wimpy Beetleborgs, dork.
Bug off.
Yeah.
one dude's in a really fucking cool ant monster mask. It looks like it's from one of the shows, and I do not recognize it, but it looks awesome. The Beetleborgs are like wandering around the comic shop, and they're looking for both Frankenbean and Grenade Guy, and they can't see either of them in this. Like, this is not a like supermarket; it's one room. Grenade Guy's just in the corner.
He has literally been less hostile than Terror Bear.
Right.
Because he's sharing candy with children. Terror Bear just wanted to eat. He's like, I'm cool to just hang here in the back of this weird party for kids in a comic book store and just chill, man. It's a combo between a grenade and like a Zippo.
I
Point
want
is
you guys
bronze,
to look
by
at
the
the
way.
top. Does it not look like he's also supposed to be a lighter? He got mad. His arms and legs folded inside. The meter on the left side of his head went into the red zone. The pin on his head flew off, and he exploded with tremendous power. What the fuck? We never saw that, did we? We missed that whole thing.
They go back to Hillhurst because Flabber is the one who more or less talks them into it. Not so much out of concern for Frankie, though there is some. He does say, if we don't go get him back, one of us could be next. And that's
Right.
what gets all of them like scared enough to go get him.
Yeah.
It's like Always Sunny meets a kid's show.
Let's not make this the last time.
They transformed again, and we shot up to 28 on our song
28
counter.
dongs.
The kids go, and they decide they want to get a bird's eye view, is what Drew says.
There's only one of them that has the beetle thing that can fly.
He could just be being a dick. He could just be like, Joe, bird's eye view, now.
Like him saying, let's get a bird's eye view.
It was him being like, hey, Joe, hook us up.
But you noticed again the giant BF logo on the side of Beetle Battle Base.
That's all Beetle Battle based. That's 3 B words. Yet they still have the B Fighter BF logo smack dab on the side.
So the kids like go get Grenade Guy, who has Frankenbean tied up in just like a quarry. The Magnivores aren't there. It's just Grenade Guy. Roland he literally says, I'm gonna flip out and get him. Jumps out of his Beetle AV, pulls out the Hunter Claw, and just grabs Grenade Guy by the head and lifts him up and holds him still so that Joe can magnet him.
Yeah, Acme just provided a child with a giant industrial-grade electromagnet.
I guess it just depends on who can pull the Acme permits.
She magnets this guy with her, like, crane claw thing, carries him over, drops him. I like when we get a lot of the miniature work with the Japanese footage of the AVs versus the CG stuff.
Yeah.
When Grenade Guy's getting carried away by the red AV, like, he's the same size as the whole AV. The red AV just drops him, and the blue AV blows him to bits, and that's the end. That's the end of Grenade Guy.
Blue and green, they
Oh,
combine.
okay, both of them.
One of them could take him out, but just as every time, they choose the nuclear option.
Not only do they blow him up, he just flies away from the battlefield. And there is the hardest cut I have ever seen, from this massive explosion to this little girl sorting candy with a comic book in her hand. I mean, it's like
Aaron's right.
It's
The
like
cut
hitting
so
a
hard,
brick
it would've-
wall. Yeah,
It would have given Michael Bay whiplash.
real.
Yeah, it was atrocious.
Here, honey, I bought you a new Beetleborg comic.
You know, if you take the audio out, it's a little bit cursed. Make
It's
it
a little bit
great.
cursed.
Throughout the episode, you can tell nobody is like truly committing to any of the acting this episode. Nobody's acting reaches their eyes, and it's really fucking creepy, which kind of fits for a Halloween episode. But like, none of the kids do. Flabber might be the only one, honestly, just being like Flabber. They're doing it because I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to fucking do this or something. Because
They didn't know what a director was.
Who's that dude behind the camera? Someone tell him to shut up. I'm trying to act. I'm getting like flashbacks to that Christian Bale freak out tape from fucking 20 years ago.
Oh, is this a professional setter? He's walking on set. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? No, get out of here.
You and me, we're done professionally.
I'd honestly love to see a freak out on like a show like this with just like small children actors standing around and just like some dude in a bunch of like mummy makeup flipping his shit.
Like, okay, so to get back onto the episode real quick, the kind of mind who thinks that the good resolution to this episode is that monster blows up, they free Frankenbean, they have a welcome back party for Frankenbean. Flabber somehow thinks the best way to celebrate him being back is to go ahead and do more aerobics like they had at the start. The kind of mind that says that that's the proper resolution to the situation that we had beforehand is the kind of mind that would just lose it on a group of young children.
Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set, you prick! No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 fucking second. The fuck are you doing? Are you professional or not? Then why the fuck are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you?